Good morning, everyone. Sorry about that. I went live, but I had the camera the wrong way, so it wasn't me. It was looking out the window. So do apologise. So okay, right, let's start. So there we go. That was quite fun. I was thinking, why am I looking outside at the outside? So right, there we go. And cool, good to be back. This is a special that we're doing today, so really excited to do this one today. Woo!
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Excellent. Yes, got a coffee as well. So please introduce yourself and tell us what you do at Dorking Halls.
Well, good morning. My name's Dan. I'm the Assistant Technical Manager. So my job role involves looking after all the incoming shows, all the incoming events. Not to sound too corny, but it's almost like taking it from like the paperwork to the stage or the event. So sort of picking up what's on paper and kind of working with the team here to kind of make it all happen.
Fantastic, fantastic. So what would you say is your favourite part of the job and why?
I think for me, it's the variety. So at Dorking Halls, we're so lucky that the way all our auditoriums work, everything's really different.
Yeah.
So we can make different events happen. And so for me, it's the variety of what we do. We can be doing a curated by Dapper and Suave event on a Sunday morning. And then on a Sunday evening, we could be putting a cinema in that room. Yeah. The following morning, we could have a Queen, or the following evening, we could have a Queen tribute. We could then have a conference the following day. It's so much variety. I think they say variety is the spice of life, don't they?
They certainly do, yeah. They certainly do.
There you go.
It reminds me when you said earlier, I've got an events background, and obviously we go for everything and putting everything onto that piece of paper from meeting that, the client to then the actual day and then that actually happening, isn't it? And the whole of what you do as well in Dorking Halls, there's all the planning and preparation that goes into exactly what you do. And, like say, we've done it with the event and, we all set up, it takes time, but in about an hour, we're all out of there so that we know that you've got like a cinema or something going on in that evening, isn't it?
Yeah, and sometimes the turnaround is so quick. It's so frantic.
Yeah.
Get it all away and get ready for the next thing, and that's what keeps it exciting, I think. And it's the same for the whole team here. That's what sort of keeps it really exciting. So
exactly. So what have the challenges been for Dorking Halls in the last year, would you say?
How long have you got?
Well, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
It's been, and obviously this is for all theatres up and down the country, but it's been a really, really tough time. I think here we think ourselves very lucky that we've got some great support networks from Mole Valley District Council and stuff that is fantastic. But it's been a real challenge, and for us, even when we managed to put some events on in the summer, in the gap where between lockdowns, anything that was really simple before, like an event like yours, it kind of in the past would have just been, do you know what? It's nice and simple. People turn up, we put some tables out, easy, job done. Whereas for the last sort of year, it's been a lot more going through the government guidance, which changes on a weekly, monthly basis. It's discussing with all the event managers, how are we going to do it? And it's kind of trying to make it work. Because that's what we want to do. We want to try and get we want events back in, and it's really how can we make that event work. And I think that's probably been one of the biggest the biggest challenge of all has been locking the front doors and leaving them locked. Like the auditorium I'm sat in now has not seen a member of the public since December.
Wow.
Nor has the grand hall. None of the auditoriums have seen anybody. And as a venue, we're missing the people. And we're missing the customers coming in through the front door and enjoying the show. When you work in a theatre, you want to see people enjoying themselves. People come here to have a good time. And we haven't been able to see that for months. Which I think is why we're so excited about next week. Starting to see people coming back in and getting going. So that's probably been the hardest thing, has been locking the front doors and keeping them locked. But there's obviously a lot that sort of comes with it as well. We literally have had nothing apart from a little bit of the election counts last week. It's been really, really, really quiet.
Yeah. It's like, isn't it, with Dorking Halls as well? It's such a big part of the community. It sort of brings together. Mike's out personally. I've been there. Joan Armour Trading, Jason Donovan. The Screaming Blue Murder. you know, the comedy things and that are there, all sorts of different things. There's the antique fairs, you know, and there's all these things that, you know, and what's been great, what I really enjoyed last year with you guys is when you did in the Meadow Bank, you did the outdoor, Wind of the Willows, wasn't it? And I just thought, how cool is that you could bring something, you know, a theatre outside, and it was all socially distanced, and, you know, it went ahead, and the weather was great for you as well, which was a godsend at the moment.
Yeah, like, that's the one thing. When you're working on events, the one thing you can't plan for is obviously the outdoors. Yes. And when we're inside, it doesn't matter. It can do what it likes outside. Yep. But when you're putting an event on in a very, very open space, the one thing you can't control is the weather, unfortunately. But we were very lucky last year, and we've got our fingers crossed for this year as well.
Exactly. So you opened the cafe and the box office this week. How have you found that?
Yeah, so Monday, just gone, the 10th, as you say, we opened the cafe and the box office. Again, that's been great to start getting some of the team back in, start seeing some faces that we haven't seen. Because some of our team have been working on site most of the way through, because we've been able to get jobs done that we could never normally do when we're open, which has been fantastic for the last sort of year. But it's been really nice to start getting the box office team back in and getting them ready to go and sort of raring up to sell tickets. It's been quiet, like the last few days have been quite quiet, but it's starting to pick up. And if the weather's nice, we've got tables and furniture outside. People can come in and enjoy a drink, come in and renew their Friends membership. If you've got a Friends membership, you get money off at the bar. And, you know, you can sit outside with a cup of coffee and kind of watch the world go by from out here, which is quite nice. It's been a slow start, but...
Yeah, and it's a good little spot there. There's lots of... you know, even coffee shops in Dorking at the moment haven't been able to do that because they haven't got the space of being able to sit down. And it's crazy. I mean, I met up with somebody the other day and we were sat under it was freezing cold to have a coffee. So hopefully it'll be really nice next week when we're able to, you know, to do that. So tell us about your the grand opening that you've got. It's the 22nd of May, that is, isn't it? 22nd,
yes. So we open our doors on the 17th,
yep.
Monday the 17th, when step 3 of the government roadmap kicks off.
Sure.
We reopen our doors to cinema and stuff like that. And then, we thought, you know what, we don't just want to open quietly. We want to try and do something with a little bit of a bang. So, the 22nd of May, the event, we're working in partnership with the Unusual Theatre Company, who are bringing the 3 Little Pigs to us in October for the second time. They were here during the Gap last time round. So we're working with them. So we've got some of their guys are going to be here. The infamous Merlin the Mole will be out the front to say hello to everybody. We've got Saturday morning kids club films taking place. There's going to be coffee, popcorn, all that sort of stuff. The bar will be open. Our team will be there to sort of talk to people, let people know what we've got coming up. If people want to come and book tickets, great. If they just want to come and have a chat, great. And in the last sort of 24 hours, this is like hot off the press. We're going to have some live music out the front as well.
Oh, excellent.
We've been working with the ACM in Guildford.
Yep.
And some of their students are going to be coming down to play almost like a mini busking pitch out on the forecourt. So we've got 3 performers confirmed so far, and we're hoping to get that number up to 5. So people will be able to sit out the front, a little bit of live music, and just kind of welcome live entertainment back, because I think we all need it.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Just hearing you say that, like, oh my God, people playing music and things like that. It's really. So, how sort of different, with going forward, obviously opening, how will it be different for people coming to Dorking Halls as such now?
So certainly, if people didn't manage to get out between the 2 lockdowns, if the last time people sort of came to the theatre was March of 2020, things will look a little bit different to begin with. We've got one-way systems flowing all the way through the building.
Cool.
Certainly for the first month or so, again, based on government guidelines, we've got socially distanced seating. Yep. So you'll see it reflected in our seating plans that we've got seats available and then seats blocked off to keep people sort of a safe distance from one another. Masks, face coverings need to be worn when people are in the auditoriums. Again, that's just to keep everybody safe, and that's again driven by the government guidelines. And that's kind of it. Everything else is sort of going to start to be as it was. We've got some great new films coming out, which I'm sure we'll cover in a moment.
Yeah, sure.
We've got some great entertainment coming up as well. And as things change, we will try and adapt as well. To try and sort of bring that real good entertainment feeling and and feeling back as and when it's
Yeah.
safe to do so. So we kind of pride ourselves on trying to be as reactive as we can.
Sure.
And as soon as things change, we'll try and change them as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's bizarre because when I look back in 2019 with you guys and we had our autumn and Christmas, this was pre-COVID, and I remember Christmas opening the doors and we couldn't physically move for 2 hours. It was just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
We had a choir, we had a brass band, you know, and you physically like moving. You had the hygiene bank in the and all of that. All those
Chuck
things.
it all in. We used to
We
chuck it
did
all
it.
in. Get it in.
And we went really crazy, and then obviously with March, you know, obviously with everything there, and we were in the hall, and what was great was you guys moved us into there, and then we, you know, throughout the whole year of everything that we had to do, and Roz was absolutely amazing. God, we used to bombard her with everything, and you know, can it like this, and she'd get back to things, and there would always be some way we would be able to, you know, work with, well, always working with the regulations. Our key thing was to make sure that the stall holders were safe and the customers and that environment. So the whole social distance, the ticketing, all of that things was really important. And you know, the events were, you know, really successful. And you know, we've got now, I think I've kind of answered that question there. They're saying that we've got 5 events happening with you guys because we love working with you guys. And with the first one being June the 13th. God, I should know that. God, June the, I went to write something the other day for today, didn't I? And I put June the 13th because it's ingrained in my head.
Ingrained in the mind, yeah.
June the 13th. So obviously, what are there any kind of things that people need to be aware when they, like you said about the social distancing, and obviously the people that did come to our events before, it is still a socially distanced event and timed, isn't it?
Yeah, so certainly at the moment where we're opening from the 17th, and certainly until sort of step 4 of the government roadmap sort of starts to take place,
Sure.
yeah, everything is going to be sort of working on that social distancing. So I suppose another big change for events like yours, where people would normally just turn up and come on in, that sort of thing we can't really do at the moment because we need to be able to control the number of people coming in and out of the room. So yeah, people need to book tickets. I think for your event, they're free.
Yep.
For a lot of events, they're free. You just go onto the website or you contact the guys at the box office and they'll book you into a time slot so that you can come in. That way, you know you're not going to have to queue for particularly hopefully for very long, because there's a nice flow of one-way traffic going through the halls. And yet you can turn up, tickets are free. And it just sort of, it's going to guarantee that you should be able to get yourself into the event.
Yeah.
And it just helps us control the flow of people. And ultimately, it's just to keep everybody safe. If we could do it our way, we'd probably be like, yeah, do you know what? Everybody come in, enjoy yourselves. But we can't do that. That's not the right thing to do. It's certainly not the safe thing to do at the moment. So we're going to sort of keep following that guidance and working with events like yourselves to, how can we make it work? Let's make it work, and let's see how that does look.
Yeah, one of the main things, obviously, with last year with the ticket event is we sold out on both of the events, which was great. But also on the day, we only had 75% turn up. So it's just to say, if anyone is booking your ticket, please, if you want to cancel, obviously, you know, that's your choice. But if you are not going to turn up, then please, you know, ring up Dorking Halls. They're open up at 10 o'clock on the day, and they'll be able to cancel that for you. Because last year, Christmas, we must have turned about 50 people away. But the problem was, and you know, it was because of having it social distance. If we knew that amount of people were coming at that time slot, then the box office couldn't allow them in because they were expecting those people to come in. So, so if people are to cancel, then if people do turn up, then it will allow people to come in. And, you know, that was kind of quite frustrating. You know, even, you know, somebody's husband turned up and said, well, you can't come in because, you know, there's so many people through the day. So we just need to kind of monitor that as well a bit more, I know, and just shout out to people. If you're going to cancel, you know, you can do that.
It's fine.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, as you know, we have an ethos about customer service being being friendly, creative, and unique. And that's something that I kind of felt when working with you guys last year that there were things that, you know, you were creative and, you know, the friendly and unique things that you did. One of the lovely things that was really lovely as well was the guys went round with coffee orders for the stall holders, which was just that little thing of, you know, them, they're there on their own all day, they, you know, and, you know, to then do that was a really, really nice idea. And, you know, that was really great. Just simple things like that of being creative was really great. So what sort of, what are you guys looking forward to when you're opening again as such then?
I think, I mean, you touch on the creativity. Obviously, as a performing
Yeah.
arts venue, primarily, we need to be creative. That's kind of what
Yeah.
we're all about.
Yeah.
And it's lovely for you to say that. And let's be honest, everyone needs a coffee in the morning.
Yes.
So, you know, that's an absolute, yeah, must. But I think I touched on it before. I think the thing the whole team here are looking forward to is seeing the public again and seeing people starting to come through the door. I was having a conversation with one of the staff upstairs this morning, and she said, I just can't wait to see people to know that the work we've been doing for the last couple of months has been worth something.
Yeah.
And that really sort of honed in on me for a second. I was like, yeah, actually, I know exactly what you mean. And, you know, the box office team have been working tirelessly for the last sort of month or so, helping people renew their friends' memberships, getting tickets up on sale, selling, you know, getting the cinemas on sale and stuff. And at the moment, it all seems like, well, what's the end?
Yeah.
Where are we? Well, actually, from the 17th, when we start to see people coming in the door, that will be the thing that we've been working towards.
Sure. Yeah.
With everything. So I think for the whole team, I think that's probably what we're most looking forward to, is opening the doors again, hearing some music coming through the PA in the grand hall, and seeing a film on the big screen in the cinema that I'm in now, and just starting to go back to, dare I say that word, normal.
Yeah.
And just kind of getting back to that normality of what we do here. And you know, we as a venue, we pride ourselves on trying to deliver the best customer service that we can. We were really lucky to win a customer service excellence award a little while ago, and we really do. We really try to please everybody. We try to keep everybody happy, and that's why over the last few months we've really tried to work with event organisers like yourselves to, okay, you want to put an event on, how can we do it? Let's work it out. Let's see, working with the guidelines, how does this work? How does this look?
Yeah.
You know, drawing all up floor plans of it, making it work, and then, you know, you guys coming back to us, well, actually, can we tweak this, that, or the other? Well, yeah, let's have a look, and really just trying to make it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think primarily, we're just looking forward to seeing people and doing what we do, which is putting on shows, showing films, hosting events. And I think with where we're now coming out of this sort of, I think, third lockdown, it almost feels like, I think people need entertainment now. I think we need that getting back to some form of what we used to do. And we're hopefully going to be here to deliver it.
Definitely. I mean, one of the things, obviously, when I've been doing the 10 at 10 with all the new people, was one of the main things they're so desperately looking forward is, A, to see customers and to see stores, and also just to socialise and chat to people. Yeah. I think we're having to learn to socialise again. I don't know about you. It's kind of feels a bit weird. It's sort of like,
well, yeah, almost, and it's almost like having this conversation with you now. It'd be far easier to have been doing this in the same room with a wide shot camera and having that conversation. And yeah, I think a lot of people have probably had enough of seeing the four walls of their lounge, and I think a lot of people have forgotten that people have got lower halves.
Yeah,
because we're using so much Zoom that everyone, you sort of see people the first. Oh, you do have. Oh, you're not just finished here. Yeah. Like there's a bit more to you. So yeah, I think we all need that social aspect back as well, don't we?
It's funny saying that, because it's like some of the 10 at 10s, and I got to meet some people at Farnham Maltese, but you don't see how tall they are. So,
not a clue.
You're quite tall, you're short. So, I mean, you know, one of the great things, you know, like that this year as well, with the two events we had, is we decided this year to actually go up onto the stage to use that area. And it was, first of all, because I was very kind of, not so reluctant, but I wanted to make sure that we still had that great variety of stall holders, and also, you know, because we curate it and make it so great, that we didn't want then just to fill it with, and talking to people, making sure that it was with the right people and not having those fill-in people that everyone goes to events and go, oh. So obviously what we did is we used the stage area, which means that there's going to be a member of your staff at the bottom, so it's still a one-way system. They go up onto the stage, they'll come back, and then follow the one-way system, and then obviously come back in the room as well. It's all making sure how many people are in the room, so that's absolutely fine. And with that, that was one of our not a problem, but we had to find out how many doubles were on the stall holders. So with this event, it came back there were 20. We were only allowed 13, and I got on the phone to 7 people, kind of chatting to them, and it was really lovely. And they were like, "Yeah, fine." There were some businesses where they had to have the 2 people, but that was one of the challenges. But we overcome it, and actually the other people that did have to, that sort of dropped that one person out. Big thank you to them. But they know what I'm going through, and what we're doing to make this event kind of happen. So it was great. Another thing I will say as well is, from all of this was, from the beginning was, Roz has been great with you guys, going back, finding out all the details. And, when we arrive at the venue, we have a duty manager, we have the technician, everything's there. There's no problem whatsoever. And it really is a great relief for me, because obviously I'm having to get all of these people into the room, and then that details like, the Wi-Fi, where the plug sockets are, and all of that, I can grab the technicians and it's all done, it's really nice, because they all feel really happy, and that everyone that was at the event said how good you guys were. And so I just wanted to say that and people on the box office, and also I know that there's a Carol on the box office, she recommended one of the stall holders as well, which is great. So I love all that she's put somebody forward.
Brilliant.
So who would you say are Dorking Halls support network?
So, I mean, I touched on it earlier. Obviously, we're very lucky for the support we get from as being a part of Mulvane District Council. We've also got a great sort of core kind of customer collection that we call friends. Not trying to sound too cheesy or anything like that, but the people that subscribe to that membership, I mean, it's great value for money. This is not me trying to do a sales pitch, but it is good value for money. And but those people, we almost feel like they're just a little bit closer to us. And we see a lot of repeat business come through from the people that are part of our friends membership. Obviously, because it gives you discounts on bits and pieces and stuff like that. But equally, where we're kind of a bit more of a community, in the middle of a community of something like Dorking, then we've got loads of local people coming through. Our own friends and family, of course, are always very supportive of everything that we do. I think that's kind of where we sit.
There's one thing as well. I remember when I was in 2019, pre-COVID, and I came over to have to be filmed. And what was lovely, there was an event going on, and I knew nothing about, but it was the older guys that came along and with their carers and things like that, and they were watching the films, and I never knew about that, and I thought that was and they all came in with their carers, and they were really excited. It was just that thing where they could all get together, and that with those poor people that haven't been able to do that. Every week they'd come along and watch a film, to get out of the care home and watch a film, and those little things that probably people don't know that Dorking Halls do again, and I thought that was great.
So we used to do, and I'm sure we'll bring them back at some point. We used to do a Nappy Monday cinema screening, so mothers could come along. Mothers could come along with babies, and it was a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere. So and everyone was kind of in the same boat. So if a baby all of a sudden started crying, well, everyone was there together, so they kind of knew it. We then used to do dementia-friendly cinema screenings as well, which I think is probably what you were touching on there, where the lights would stay on, so it felt more comfortable for people. We did autism-friendly screenings as well, where volumes would be reduced. Again, the lights would stay on, just to kind of keep the cinema accessible to as many people as we could.
Yeah, and then that's really great. I mean, also it's that bit of, it's about community, not competition, as we kind of go on about, and there's things of, and working together as well, isn't it? And things that we can do to then promote you guys. So what new events will be happening this year with Dorking Halls?
We're at the point now where 2020 was, we were just constantly recycling events.
Yeah,
we've ended up what feels like with 2020 season and 2021 season all packed into 2021. So there's got to be something for everybody on our list of events coming up. I mean, we've got, I say when we reopen to social distance events and shows. So obviously we've got we've got your events. We've got some antiques fairs coming up. We've got some events with Dorking concert goers. We've got some live music shows. We've got the Majesty, who are a Queen tribute. ABBA Gold. We've got our comedy club with Screaming Blue Murder taking place in the Grand Hall, which is all done on small tables, kind of almost like a cabaret club style feel. We've got comedians Carl Hutchinson and Jeff Norcott booked in on social distancing. A kids show, Snail and the Whale, booked in. Then fast forward a little bit to July. We've got, as you've touched on already, we're going up to Meadowbank for Plays in the Park. Last year we did 1 day and thought, why not give ourselves a challenge? Let's do 3 days. So we've got 5 different performances taking place over the 3 days. We've got a performance of Pride and Prejudice. We've got our comedy club again, but this time will be obviously outdoors. Performance of Blythe Spirit. And then for the kids, we've got a performance of Alice in Wonderland. And David Williams is Mr. Stink. Then kind of the summer, we've got little bits and pieces booked in. And then kind of when we start to hit August, September time, it absolutely ramps up. If you're a fan of live comedy, we've got John Richardson, Catherine Ryan, Jimmy Carr, David Baddiel, Ed Byrne. The list just goes on and on and on. We've got live music from One Night in Dublin. We've got the Upbeat Beatles due to come back. We've got One Night in Queen due to come back. Rumours of Fleetwood Mac, the Illegal Eagles, Bon Jovi, Little Mix. I say the list just, you scroll through the website and there's tons of stuff there, and it's so good to see.
Well, I was down to watch Chris Ramsey last
year. Next year.
I'll be back to see that because it got moved and then it's moved again. So I was really looking forward to that. So,
and a lot of people have had to do that and pick tours up and just put them back 12 months. So
and with the Plays in the Park, how do you envision? How does that kind of work when people come on? Is there a bar? Is there drinks and things? Is it sort of like you take what you get in Dorking Halls and plonk it outside? Is that how it works?
We kind of move our theatre to Meadowbank, and everything you would expect to get at the theatre you can get. So we'll be running a full bar service. We're working with some local food companies to provide some food when you're up there. You can't go to the theatre and not have ice cream and popcorn, so that's there. And how that event's going to work is, again, one of these things that we're going to work with the guidance at the time and adapt to it. At the moment, it kind of looks like it's going to be a big open event that we're all used to going to. If come July social distancing is still with us, then we'll adapt it and we'll make it work. We'll make it work as well.
Excellent. It is as well. I mean, even with the events we've got going on, and there's things when we've done the booking form and subject to, we're hoping to be back in the Martini room, Martino. I call it Martino room. Need to drink the Martino room, and that's where we were originally. But obviously with social distance, so we're hoping to be back in there. And everything is all subject to change guidelines. And at the moment, as far as I'm concerned, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm very much about positivity, as Dorking Halls are. It's that obstacle comes along, let's jump over it, let's the next one, and to give everyone what they can, and hopefully, touching wood, it'll all be back to normal very, very soon. A different kind of normality, I think.
I think it will be.
Very different, very different. So just the last question to ask, and sort of, what does Dorking Halls enjoy most about working with us?
I think I heard a radio interview you did a few weeks ago, and you played. You asked to play Starship. Nothing's going to stop us now.
Yeah, my favourite.
And that really was a sort of thing that stuck in my head of nothing should stop us, and that's where you guys have been so great working with us, that we both want the same thing. We both want this event to take place. And you've been great at understanding how it is from our side. Hopefully we've been great at understanding how it is from your side, and kind of then working together to get that event to happen. And of course, how great is it that we're going to be able to get, I think it's just over 40 stalls.
42.
of local businesses into Dorking Halls to do what they do. And a lot of those will have had a really rough year because these sort of events haven't been able to take place. So how great that we can we can do that. And I think that's what's great, is that we're able to work with you guys, but actually we're working with 43 different parties with yourselves and 42 stall holders to put that event on. And then actually that goes much further, because everyone that's coming to your event as well, we're obviously working with as well. So it's really nice that you guys have been so great at understanding how tough the regulations have been that we've got to work to, and then actually how adaptive you've been at, okay, well, we can make this work. How do we do it? Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly. Very true. Let's do it. You know, and I think of, you know, sometimes there have been that kind of people with that negativity, and I'm like, I sort of bashed them down. No, come on, we need to, because I think this time last year it was a different kind of world that we're in, and it's very different now, and lots of things have changed. And you know, with the businesses that we've got on board, a lot of these guys that have lost their jobs, like I have, and you know, I'm now trying to, you know, bring something. You know, this is the first event, which is our biggest ever, which I'm really excited about, and you know, it's going to be really, really good fun. So I'm really looking forward to it. Just at the moment, you know, next week we're just going to have I'm sending out to all the guys that are doing the event. We're going to have like a Zoom chat. We'll go through everything, just so everyone knows everyone. They know what's going on. They know what to expect. Because I'm sure that some of them, it's probably, you know, this is their first event, you know, and being out and about as well. It's probably quite daunting for some people, but you know, I'm here to guide them or hold their hand, and you know, you guys there on the day, you're all there to help as well, which is really, really great. So yeah, really, really, really great to talk to you. What I'll do is this video will go out onto our YouTube channel and everything.
Excellent.
Tomorrow as well, I will be doing a post about all the plays in the park, etc. So
thank you very much.
As a separate post tomorrow with all the info, and it's great because people that are coming to the event, the stall holders and bits, they'll get to know as well what is going on in the future as well. So with all your screens that are in there as well, and I'm sure that there'll be people that will come back with their kids to some of the shows and whatever. And also any guys as well, if you are available next Saturday 22nd, please pop along. I'm going to pop down with Rob as well, but if there are anyone, it'd be lovely. Oh, my FOD, she popped up there. It'd be lovely to see you as well. So anyone as well, let us know you'll be down there. It'd be great just to see some people. Just a bit of live music, a cup of tea. And to see the three little piggies.
Exactly. What more could you want from a Saturday?
Yeah, cool, excellent. Really great to speak to you, and take care, and we'll see you in June. And okay.
And you, thanks very much for having us on.
Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.